R. Venkatraman, though, from IIFL, joins in to talk about their earnings. And Venkat, my first question really is on the General Atlantic stake purchase that you have announced. Walk us through the contours of the deal, the rationale behind that, and would GE, General Atlantic that is, get a board seat in IIFL?
I think we are pleased to announce the strategic investment by General Atlantic into our wealth subsidiary, which is IIFL Wealth Limited. As you know, General Atlantic is a very pedigreed investor. They have over $17 billion of assets across the globe, and even in India, they have a significant presence. They have made a large number of quality deals. They are investors in National Stock Exchange, if I remember correctly, Mu Sigma, etc. So this investment has come into our wealth subsidiary, and after conversion of warrants as well as equity, they will be holding about 21.6%. And the funds infusion into the company will be used for general corporate purposes and to grow our business. We see wealth as a great opportunity in the country. I think the prospects for wealth in the country are quite sanguine and are quite bright. And this will allow us to scale up our business and take it to a next level. And to answer your second question about board seat, yes, I think they will be getting board seat in our India Influent Wealth subsidiary and not in the parent, which is the listed entity.
Venkat, good morning. What's the strategy with regards to the wealth business, especially post this stake purchase by General Atlantic?
See, as you know, wealth has been a focus area for us, and as we have been talking in the past also, is one of the growth areas for us and one of our strategic engines of growth. As you know, we have in a quick span in the last 5 years, we have emerged as one of India's largest wealth managers in the country. We have assets under advice of about 77,000 crores. And this has been primarily built by having a client-centric focus, leveraging a superior technology platform as well as advice-linked product distribution across multiple asset classes. I think General Atlantic is a great name to partner with. They'll bring significant expertise in the best practices across the globe when it comes to risk, compliance, technology, products, and I think this partnership will be win-win for us, and they'll definitely help us to scale our business significantly and take it to the next level of growth.
Fairfax recently has given an open offer to acquire 26% of IIFL post equity capital, and the open offer price is at 195 rupees per share. What is the progress here? And again, can we expect any changes on the board composition?
See, as you know, Fairfax has been invested in our company for a long time, and Mr. Chandran Ratnaswamy, a representative of Fairfax, has been on a board from, if I remember correctly, May 2012. So as regarding this open offer, I think as per the latest information received from ICICI Securities Limited, which is the manager to the issue, the letter of offer for the open offer with reference to acquiring this stake by Fairfax has been sent out to the shareholders of the company. And I think the open offer for tendering the shares is scheduled to commence on October 29, 2015. And I think it's and the process will take place soon.
Right. So coming to the numbers then, Venkat, you've been able to post double-digit growth on a year-on-year basis in both income as well as PAT. Walk us through what really have been the performance drivers for you this quarter.
Our consolidated profit for this quarter has been at about 140 crores, which is up 28% on a year-on-year basis. And the key drivers of the growth, as I have mentioned earlier also, has been our consumer finance business, which is retail-oriented, loan against home loans, loan against mortgages, commercial vehicles, gold, securities. That is exhibiting slow, steady growth. The other engine of growth has been our wealth business, which is primarily into wealth advisory and distribution of products. And that has also shown traction. The capital markets or the broking link businesses last quarter has not been good. It was a quarter of consolidation. So the drivers of growth have been our NBFC and the wealth business. And I think going ahead also we could see these being the key growth drivers.
Let's focus on the NBFC space. A two-part question really. First, on LAP, the asset quality and the margin risk is a concern in that book. What is your exposure? And Your outlook there, and second, your gold finance book, which has shown slow growth. What's the outlook there?
See, if you look at it, our loan book, as I mentioned, our loan book is predominantly retail and it's secured with adequate collateral. So there are various components of our loan portfolio, which is primarily mortgages, gold loan, loan against securities, commercial vehicle, and medical equipment. If you see the composition of the book, as our book is primarily into mortgages, which is about roughly about, I'll just give you the precise figure. The mortgages is about 51% of the book, which comprises loan against property, home loan and home loans. Medical equipment is 3%. Gold, as you rightly pointed out, has come down. Last year, in the same time, it was about 32% of the book, and last quarter it was about 24%, and now this is down to about 18%. So the loss of gold has been made up by growth in our mortgages business as well as commercial vehicle and capital markets, basically. Coming to our NPAs, I think that was the second question you have. Coming to our NPAs, I think last quarter our gross NPA was 1.6%, and gross NPA was about 1.6%, and net NPA was 0.8% for the previous quarter. As we speak, we have stepped up our collection efficiency, and I'm pleased to announce that we have improved. NPAs have fallen from 1.6% gross NPAs to 1.4% this quarter, and net NPA has also fallen down in line with the decline in the gross NPAs from 0.8 to 0.5%, and that is primarily, I think, to that extent, I can say that our asset quality has held up reasonably well in spite of the tough macroeconomic situation.
So walk us through your overall growth strategy. Which businesses will be the key profit drivers, and how do you see IIFL growing over the next 1 to 2 years?
Actually, it's difficult for me to make a forward-looking statement, so I'll try to give you a broad outline of a strategy. As I mentioned, the key drivers of a strategy will be consumer finance, which is primarily loan against all these various products I talked about, wealth management, and the icing on the cake can be the cyclical broking industry, which which we think is in the cusp of a revolution. So, going ahead, we hope to increase our market share and grow broadly better than the industry in the broad sectors we perform.
Venkat, good chatting with you. Thanks much for taking the time out and speaking with us today. That's the view on IIFL Holdings. Impressive set of numbers and positive management commentary as well. What about the market? Oh, the broader markets, by the way, already in the red right now. Mid caps and small caps have now slipped into the red, and the Nifty also is on the brink of, by the way, breaching that 8,300 mark. So look out for that. It's not really all that great going, much unlike the rest of the globe. We're underperformers today, clearly, and the VIX as well has jumped up by about 5.5%. Quick break. When we come back, more stock chat.